Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, wondering why your body still feels tired, heavy, or unwell, even after trying everything you were told would help? You may have taken medicines, followed strict diets, exercised regularly, and yet something inside still feels incomplete, as if true healing is just out of reach. There are moments when the pain is not just physical, but emotional, a quiet restlessness, a hidden weight that no test report can fully explain. You smile in front of others, you continue your daily life, but deep within, there is a subtle whisper asking, why am I not truly okay? What if the answer is not in doing more, but in understanding more? What if your body is not failing you, but gently trying to communicate something important, something you may have ignored for a long time? The truth is, your body has an incredible, natural ability to heal itself. But in the noise of modern life, we often lose connection with that inner intelligence. Stress, fear, suppressed emotions, and constant overthinking slowly create imbalance. And the body begins to reflect that imbalance in its own language. Today, instead of searching outside for another quick solution, I invite you to pause for a moment and look within. Because perhaps the real question is not, why am I sick? But, what is my body trying to tell me? And once you begin to truly listen, you may discover that healing was never far away. It was always quietly waiting for your awareness. Have you ever noticed how you can appear perfectly fine on the outside, yet feel something deeply unsettled within you? This is the hidden problem many people silently carry. We often believe that illness begins in the body, but in truth, it frequently begins much deeper, in the quiet corners of the mind and heart. Unspoken emotions, unresolved pain, and past experiences that were never fully processed do not simply disappear with time. Instead, they remain stored within us, shaping how we feel, think, and even how our body functions. A person may continue smiling, fulfilling responsibilities, and living a normal life, yet inside they may be carrying stress, fear, guilt, or sadness that has never been released. Over time, this inner tension begins to create imbalance. The body, in its wisdom, starts sending signals: fatigue, discomfort, heaviness, or even illness, not as a punishment, but as a message. It is gently asking for attention, for care, for understanding. But in our busy lives, we often ignore these signals or suppress them further, thinking we just need to push harder and keep going. This creates a deeper disconnect between the body and the inner self. The truth is, the body is not working against you. It is trying to protect you and guide you. Every ache, every discomfort, may be an expression of something that needs to be acknowledged within. When we begin to see the body not as a problem, but as a messenger of our inner state, a new door opens. A door where healing is not forced from the outside, but gently begins from within through awareness, acceptance, and compassion for ourselves. Have you ever wondered why your body reacts so strongly to what you feel inside, even when nothing seems physically wrong? The deeper truth is that your body is not separate from your mind and inner world. It is deeply connected to every thought, every emotion, and every silent experience you carry within. When your mind is constantly restless, filled with worry, fear, or overthinking, it creates a kind of inner disturbance, like waves in an ocean that never become still. This disturbance slowly affects the natural balance of your body. In the same way, when your heart holds pain, disappointment, or unexpressed emotions, the body absorbs that tension and begins to reflect it in subtle or visible ways. You may not notice it immediately, but over time, this inner imbalance starts shaping your physical condition. Just like a calm lake reflects the sky clearly, a peaceful mind supports a healthy and harmonious body. But when the mind is clouded, the body struggles to maintain that harmony. This is why true healing is not only about treating the body, but about understanding and calming the inner world. When you bring awareness to your thoughts, when you allow your emotions to be felt and gently released, something begins to shift. The body responds to this inner peace in a powerful way. Energy flows more freely, tension starts to dissolve, and a natural sense of balance begins to return. Healing, then, is not something forced from outside, but something that unfolds naturally when your inner state becomes calm, clear, and aligned with peace. Have you ever felt that some struggles in your life seem to repeat again and again, as if there is a deeper pattern guiding them? This is where the understanding of karma and inner patterns becomes important. In spiritual wisdom, karma is not seen as punishment, but as a gentle system of learning and balance. It reflects the energy of our past thoughts, actions, and emotional habits, shaping our present experiences in subtle ways. Sometimes, the discomfort we feel in the body is not only connected to what we are doing today, but also to patterns we have been carrying for a long time. For example, a person who constantly lives in fear may slowly condition their mind and body to remain tense, and over time, this tension becomes a natural state. Similarly, holding on to anger, guilt, or resentment for years can quietly affect the body's energy, creating imbalance without us even realizing it. These patterns become so familiar that we start believing they are just a part of who we are. But the truth is, they are learned responses, not your true nature. The powerful realization is that karma is not fixed. It is always changing with awareness. The moment you begin to observe your thoughts, your reactions, and your emotional habits without judgment, you create space for transformation. Instead of reacting in the same old way, you begin to respond with understanding and calmness. This shift may feel small at first, but it carries deep impact. Slowly, old patterns start to weaken, and new, healthier patterns begin to form. Your body, which has been reflecting those old energies, also begins to respond to this inner change. In this way, healing becomes a journey of awareness, where you are not trapped by your past, but gently growing beyond it with each conscious step you take. Have you ever noticed small signals from your body and mind that seem easy to ignore, yet keep appearing again and again? These are often the subtle signs that something deeper within you is asking for attention. You may feel tired even after enough rest, or experience a constant heaviness without any clear reason. Sometimes, your mind keeps overthinking simple situations, creating stress that feels difficult to control. There may be moments when your body feels tense for no obvious cause, or when you struggle to feel peaceful even in silence. These are not random experiences. They are gentle messages from within. In daily life, you might see this reflected in people around you as well. Someone who is always worried or fearful may frequently feel unwell, while another person who stays calm and forgiving often appears more balanced and energetic. These patterns are not coincidences but reflections of their inner state. You may also notice how certain situations trigger the same emotional reactions in you repeatedly, whether it is stress, irritation, or sadness. Over time, these repeated responses begin to shape not only your mental state but also your physical well-being. The body quietly absorbs everything you experience internally and expresses it in its own language. When you start paying attention to these signs without ignoring or suppressing them, you begin to understand yourself at a deeper level. Awareness of these real-life situations is the first step toward change. It helps you recognize that your body and mind are constantly communicating with you, guiding you toward balance. And when you truly begin to listen, you open the door to healing that feels natural, gentle, and deeply connected to your inner truth. When you begin to understand that your body is responding to your inner state, a very natural question arises within you. How can I truly heal? The answer is not in doing something extreme or complicated, but in returning to a few simple, gentle practices that reconnect you with your inner balance. The first step is to calm your mind, even if only for a few minutes each day. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and allow your breath to slow down. In that stillness, your body begins to relax, and a quiet healing process starts on its own. The second step is to release the emotional weight you have been carrying. This may mean forgiving someone or even forgiving yourself. It is not about forgetting the past, but about freeing your heart from its burden. When you let go, you may feel a lightness that you have not experienced in a long time, and your body responds to that release in a deeply positive way. The third step is to gently shift from fear to trust. Instead of expecting something to go wrong, begin to affirm within yourself that life is supporting you. Even a simple thought like, "I am safe, I am supported," can slowly change your inner state. These practices may seem small, but they carry a quiet power. When you follow them with sincerity and patience, your energy begins to change, your mind becomes clearer, and your body starts to regain its natural rhythm. Healing, then, is not something you force from outside, but something you allow from within by creating the right inner conditions with awareness, kindness, and trust. At a deeper level, healing is not just about removing pain or discomfort, but about awakening to a profound truth about who you really are. Your body is not separate from you. It is a living, intelligent expression of your inner consciousness, constantly responding to your thoughts, emotions, and awareness. When you begin to see this, a gentle shift happens within you. You stop fighting your body, and instead, you start listening to it with patience and respect. You realize that every experience, whether pleasant or painful, is guiding you toward greater understanding. In this awareness, you begin to let go of constant control and allow life to flow more naturally. Your mind becomes quieter, your heart becomes softer, and a deep sense of trust starts to grow within you. This is the beginning of true awakening, not something dramatic, but a calm and steady realization that you are more than your worries, more than your past patterns, and more than the limitations you once believed in. As this understanding deepens, you feel less resistance and more acceptance toward yourself and life. And in that state of inner harmony, the body finds the space it needs to restore itself. Healing is no longer something you chase anxiously. It becomes a natural outcome of your inner peace. This is the deeper spiritual lesson, that when you align your mind, heart, and awareness with calmness and truth, your entire being begins to transform. And in that transformation, you do not just become free from suffering, but you awaken to a quieter, more peaceful way of living, where healing flows gently, naturally, and continuously from within. As we come to the end of this gentle journey, take a slow, deep breath and simply pause for a moment. Let everything you have heard settle quietly within you. Maybe you do not need to change everything in your life right away. Maybe you just need to begin by listening a little more deeply to yourself. Your body has always been speaking to you with patience and wisdom, never rushing, never forcing, only guiding. The question is, are you ready to listen with awareness and kindness? Ask yourself softly, am I fighting against my own healing, or am I allowing it to unfold naturally? Remember, even the smallest step toward inner calm, forgiveness, and trust can begin a powerful transformation within you. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be sincere. If this message touched your heart in any way, I gently invite you to stay connected with this journey. You can subscribe to this channel for more peaceful and meaningful insights like this. Share this video with someone who may need healing and comfort. And most importantly, take a moment to write a comment below. Share what you felt while listening, or tell me which part resonated most with you. Your experience may help someone else feel less alone. And I would truly love to know, what kind of topic would you like to hear in the next video? Your voice matters here. And this space is for your growth and reflection. Stay calm, stay aware, and trust the quiet intelligence within you. Jai Gurudev.